Almost like a real-life orchestra, we can say, yeah? And this is really the aim of the company better, to replace a real-life orchestra so that people could dance in restaurants and cafes. Here, we have selections of wallpapers so we can change the music and mostly play classical or jazz music. Our next instrument is the involvement of Luna and this instrument plays those long-playing records. The perforations here in this record, they are always sorry. These are the notes for the instrument. And we have here a whole hit parade of the year 1902. Our hit parade. But here, this time, dear Lorelai, she always say her top hit number 1. So we are going to listen to her. Here 10 bells, yeah, and a musical come under the record, yeah. So when the record turns, it makes music, also with musical comes that touch this.
Yes.
For instance, yeah. That's why it is like a huge musical box, not in horizontal, vertical. We have here the huge fairground organ. And what does it mean, actually, fairground organ? Nowadays, in our merry-go-round, we have big hi-fi installations. But before, there was a huge fairground organ like this that played music on the merry-go-round. This one, it was built by the company Broda Barkes, a little town in the Black Forest, in 1908. But our collector, Siegfried, he found it in an old barn in Budapest, and it was totally dismantled. So he restored it, and now it plays again.
Ay şey.
Dance a bit.
Oh.
So this kind of organ, they were also called cardboard organ or book organ because they played with those softwares, those books. And the preparations that you can see in those books, they are always the note for the instrument.
So can I look at the back sides?
You can look in here, for instance. This one was
The notes, yeah.
exactly. This was the machine. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can see in here, for instance. You can see better. This permanent organ. For instance. This was the machine. Yeah. So how he ran
They are also working,
Yeah.
right?
They're also working with books. With those books. We can go now upstairs to the
Yeah.
first floor. This way. Mine is silly, it's a little bit slow. Okay.
Şaraplar. Neydi? Türkiye.
So the light. So here we have a phonograph invented by Thomas Alva Edison in 1877, and it was in those days like a miracle, because for the first time it was possible to record and to reproduce a voice of a human being with a purely mechanical system. And purely simple system, we can say. Here we just need a horn, a membrane, and a needle. So how it works more or less. The singer sings in the horn.
Yeah.
In some ways, make a membrane to oscillate, and the needle engraves the vibration in a hard wax cylinder like this one or this one here. And here the vibrations recorded, so engraved. One step before the record, we can say. 10 years later, Emil Berliner invented the record, so another shape. But to play the record, we need to use a huge gramophone like this one. For instance, we have a huge horn. This gramophone, it dates back to 1910, but the record that I'm going to play is way much younger. And it's the voice of Doris Day, che sarà, 1956.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. They said, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. They said, what will be, will be.
Sen sesli çekiyor musun bunu?
Evet. Evet, seni kemanla hale getirmiş.
Ya vallahi
It was not yet possible to regulate voltage
keman işkence aleti.
without electricity. But when music was too loud, we could put a pillow into the horn, and that was popular. Now we have here another orchestra,
Hornist duyuyorum.
so-called phonorless violina. And this phonorless violina, it was built by the company Hoopfeld in Leipzig in the year 1909. When it was introduced at a musical festival in Leipzig for the first time, they spoke about the eighth world wonder. So then why? We're just about to discover it.
Buna pes dedim işte yani.
Very surprised at age, yeah?
That's
Because
right.
we could imagine that a piano could play with a perforated paper roll, but not a violin yet. Violins are a very hard instrument to play for a human being. So how could a machine do it? This was very special. And it was a very big success for this company, so that in years between 1909 and 1930, the company Hoopfeld built like 3,500 phonorless violinas. Nowadays, just 60 are worldwide preserved, so just 60 in the entire world. And you can see here we have six violins, because every side of the violin had to be played. So it was like replacing a human hand a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
How do
say.
you get the voice from the wine? I couldn't understand.
Şu döndükçe geri gelip sürtüyor tele.
Tele sürten ne?
Ya bowing işte bak şurada
Exactly. This is the bowing, and these are like.
ya bowing gibi yani kemanı şöyle yapan bir mekanizma var ileri geri alan. O kısım sürtüyor. İçinde şöyle bak teller var kıl var.
Allah.
Ya
Bayağı açılıyor yani.
o böyle gidip gelirken aynı zamanda parmaklar da işliyor.
Allah Allah. Burada şey yok.
Dizi
Müzik
falan.
müzesi yok.
Now we can go to the next musical room.
Ya
This way.
çok yaşa.
Anladın mı?
Çeksene. Hepsini ben çekebilirim.
This one is up in here.
Bak Bechstein var. Reklamımızı da yapalım ya.
Şöyle bunu reklamda kullanıyorum sana.
Kullan. Çok güzelmiş.
Bechstein. Nerede distribütör o Bechstein?
Backside.
Turkish distribütör.
Sorry.
Anlamadım.
We are selling this piano in Turkey as a distributor.
Ah, okay.
Nerede şu?
Okay. Wow.
Emel çal bir şey hadi.
Sen çal yani.
Elimde kamera var.
Ver hemen. Çal hayatım.
Ben çekiyorum hemen sen çal hadi.
Oh, you can play. Yeah.
Please, you do.
Fakat bunda da mekanizma var.
Evet.
Exactly.
Ya.
So we have here the reproducing grand piano built by the company Backstein. But why Walter-Mignon? Walter-Mignon because the company Walter-Mignon, they made the reproducing recording system. They invented the reproducing recording system via perforated paper rolls.
Yeah.
And this was really the peak of the development of the mechanical musical industry. For the first time, it was possible to listen to the sound of a pianist as he truly played, recorded via perforated paper roll and with a high quality of the sound too. So now we can listen Eugène Dalbert that plays for us Leblebicioğlu of Franz Liszt. But I can show you.
İslam aşk acısı mıydı? Aşk yarası mı?
You
Aşk
know, there
acısı.
is only one piano in Turkey which is
Yes.
sold in 1933.
Uh-huh.
And the piano has the same system, I guess, but there is some
Yeah.
malfunction in it and we cannot fix it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Aynen var zaten Türkiye'de.
Bu piyano mu?
Böyle bir piyano var köşkte fakat tamir edilemedi.
Maybe
Yapılamayacak
we
bir şey.
are a collector. And repair it.
İyice şase ahşapla alışmış.
Amazing quality of the sound, yeah, you can hear. And here now in the collection we have all the raw papers of the most famous musicians of the 20th century, of the early 20th century, such as Debussy, Strauss, Mahler, Paderewski, Leoncavallo, Busoni, and so much more.
What is the exact date of this production? 1910?
1904 it was built the piano, it was invented. From 1905, from 1906 it was distributed.
Okay.
Moving, yeah? Please mind if that's here? We have here special musical boxes, so-called snack boxes from the Black Forest and from the Switzerland. They date back in 19th century, such as our gold gun. We have a very special gold gun that was made in Switzerland in the year 1810. And try to guess what happens when one pulls the trigger. So, a little bird, he pops out, he twitters a melody, and then he disappears again. So just to give you an example. This is the handmade replica of the same box produced in Switzerland.
These kinds of
That's
bugs
correct.
I've seen in Perth in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the men over there, I think he was maybe trying to collection
Yeah.
these kinds of things. That was surprising. I saw that.
It's handmade, it's a very particular job, yeah?
So
It's
you
made
cannot
of-
sell like this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We can sell it. We make it and we can sell it from an amount of 1,500 euros up to almost 5,000 euros. So, for collectors and...
Gaga kanat hepsi var. Çalışıyor yani.
Studied in every detail, yeah? So how the bird sings, how the bird uses its wings. Yeah, very special.
Yeah.
Very well. There's minus 7 here. another orchestra. As you can see, this is a doll orchestra. It was made by Bernard Dufner in a range of time between 1888 and 1892. Mr. Bernard Dufner, he was born here in Germany, but he emigrated into the USA in 1865. That's why he built this doll orchestra for a rich American doll collector. And it's very fragile. That's why it plays just a few seconds. But why is this so fragile?
Yeah.
Because this plays with a large wooden barrel, 1 meter and